Today's video is sponsored by our friends at Famous Faces and Funnies, located in Melbourne, Florida. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And especially today's video, Dockingbay 94, located in Boca Raton. Check us out on comicsandgames.com.
Welcome to another very special episode of Codename New to Vero 2. Hi, I'm your presenter, Shabu Are You. And yes, I am broadcasting from Dockingbay 94 comic book store located in Boca Raton, Florida. The owner, John, has graciously allowed me to film at his store. Now, why I wanted to do the video here is because, I've been doing modern GIJoe IDW comics for quite some time right now. And usually when I do it, I focus in on the IDW series, leaving the Marvel recaps to our good friends Hoodedcobracommander788, Foreign BX257, and that crazy Timmer from Half the Battle. But what compelled me to do this particular episode is it's actually a 50-50. There's a silent issue in the IDW run, and there's a silent issue in the Marvel run that I think that often gets overlooked. When we say silent issue number 21 pops out immediately in our minds, and rightfully so. That issue has had so many articles, YouTube channels, Twitter posts, whatever. It has gotten the most attention. But what of the other silent issues? Well, I believe that in this episode, we're going to say that those issues rightfully deserve their place in history as well. Now, with the issue number 21, I believe it was the foundation, the first. And I think issue number 85 is the perfection of that art form. This issue by itself stands the test of time. It is the silent art form done to perfection. At the end, it's an archery contest between Storm Shadow, Zartan, and also features Jinx in this issue. It is so good that I think sometimes it gets pushed under the rug and forgotten about. The other silent issue is issue number 214 in IDW. I have already done a recap about this during the Death of Snake Eyes saga. Why do I think this is important? Because I believe it is the issue that brings old school G.I. Joe fans back into G.I. Joe. It's also so important that it's setting up what is currently going on in the IDW G.I. Joe Hama comic series, in the sense that Sean Collins / Throwdown has assumed the mantle of Snake Eyes, and Dawn Marino has Snake Eyes' memories embedded in her head. So it is important because it is setting up the current and future of G.I. Joe. And we've seen new characters like Helix, Bomb Strike, so many things that has unfolded since I've been doing this that should get old school fans excited about the current and the future. Going back to issue number 85, I've asked a few of my friends to chime in and put their opinion on the issue in itself, because I really do believe it is one of the most underrated and underappreciated comic book issues of all time. It keeps getting its bigger sibling, gets all the attention, and it is forgotten about. So that's why I believe it is an important issue for us to discuss. And we're going to have...
Hello, Shabu, Hoodedcobracommander788 here. Thank you for inviting me to talk about issue number 85 of G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero from the Marvel Comics run. This is one of the so-called silent issues of the G.I. Joe series. Of course, technically, every comic book is silent. There's no audio here. It's all text. What's meant by that is there is no dialogue in this issue, and the story is told entirely through the illustrations. This was started with issue number 21, Silent Interlude. That's the most famous of these silent issues, possibly because it was the first. People don't think of issue number 85 as often, even though I think issue 85 did some things even better than issue number 21. But there are other reasons that maybe this issue isn't quite as remembered. One thing issue 85 does better than issue 21, the artwork is better. Issue number 21 was drawn by Larry Hama, and I'm a big fan of Larry Hama's artwork, but in that particular instance, they were on a deadline crunch. They had to streamline the process. The backgrounds and the settings had to be simplified so they could get it done in time. Not the case with issue 85. Everything is fully rendered, all really detailed artwork and background. They had the time to really fully illustrate each page and not hold anything back. I think issue 85 tells a more complex story than issue 21, and I think it conveys more complex ideas through the artwork. An example, on the pages where the red ninjas are attacking Storm Shadow in his studio, all the ninjas have a device on their chest. Without any words, the reader can't be told what those devices are. But through the artwork and through all of the storytelling, it makes it very clear what those devices do and what happens when one of them is removed from one of the ninjas. So if the artwork is great and it's brilliantly written by Larry Hama and it conveys more complex ideas through the artwork, then why is this one not right up there with issue number 21 in everyone's memories? I think there are a couple reasons for that. Issue 21 and the other silent issues were all connected to G.I. Joe's silent character, Snake Eyes. There was a synergy between the silent Snake Eyes and the silent story in that issue. Not the case with issue number 85. Snake Eyes is not featured in this issue at all. It does have ninjas, and ninjas are the silent assassins, but I think it loses something by not having a connection to G.I. Joe's most well-known silent character. Another reason is it's not really a silent issue. Yeah, there's no dialogue, there's no speech balloons, there's no captions, but there are a lot of sound effects. There are sound effects on every page and almost every panel. And that excessive use of onomatopoeia may put some readers off, and it may blunt the effect of having a silent issue in the first place. I still love this issue. It still demonstrates the power of visual storytelling. I think it would be a better issue without all the sound effects, but even as it is, it demonstrates the skill of the writer and the artist to tell a complete story that is fully understood by the reader entirely through the artwork without the aid of dialogue. Thank you for having me on to talk about issue 85, another one of the great silent issues of the Marvel Comics run. I really enjoyed it.
I'm not going to follow the same format that I usually do because, you know, I know HCC is going to cover it, and I know Timmer is going to cover it extensively in their comic recaps. But once again, this is primarily to, hey, let's not forget about these other silent issues.